Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today we have an in-depth news article for you. This one is called Oil Rigs Could Save the Ocean.
中文标题是海洋生物新天地石油钻井平台
All right, I'll read through 1, 2, 3 paragraphs here, the whole page, and then we'll, of course, review it sentence by sentence with both translation and English explanation. Back in 1995, the oil company Shell wanted to dump one of their old oil rigs into the deep ocean in the North Sea off the coast of the UK. Environmental activist group Greenpeace fought them, and eventually the rig was disposed of on land to avoid polluting the ocean even more. Laws were passed and upheld to stop industrial waste, including oil rigs, from ending up at the bottom of the ocean. Current scientific research, however, has shown that some decommissioned oil rigs can actually work as habitats for animals in the ocean. Researchers at the University of Technology, Sydney, in Australia, conducted a survey among 40 experts with various professional backgrounds. Over 90% of those who participated in the survey said the laws regarding the disposal of oil rigs should be reconsidered. It turns out that artificial reefs can provide just as much security for ocean wildlife as a natural reef. Some experts even speculate that old oil rigs are more valuable and have more benefits as a habitat for fish than a natural seabed. The process of removing them can also harm the fragile ocean environment. David Johns, who co-authored the research paper describing the results of the survey, is quoted by the BBC as saying, "There needs to be a case-by-case evaluation. These sites can become refuges for many under-threat organisms, and the physical presence of a subsea structure limits fishing effort in the local area." Opponents argue that using old oil rigs as artificial reefs is a ploy by the oil companies to avoid the responsibility of cleaning up after themselves.
Okay, so back in 1995, way back when, the oil company Shell, they wanted to dump one of their old oil rigs into the deep ocean. If you dump something, you just kind of like throw it away carelessly. And they were going to dump their old oil rig into the deep ocean, not just the shallow ocean or anywhere that it could like have a ship run into it, but in the deep ocean. They're like, nobody cares about the deep ocean. Nobody goes there. We can just throw our garbage there. No big deal, is the logic, I'm sure. And where in the which deep ocean? Well, in the North Sea, which is actually a very deep ocean. And this is off the coast of the UK. It's sort of north of the UK.
好，我们看到这个地方他说在1995年 back 就是我们回溯回去到这个1995年当时呢这个 Shell 这一家石油公司 Oil Company 他想要 dump 就是随便乱丢throw away carelessly 他要把他们的一个旧的油井这个石油钻井平台这个 oil rigs 把它丢到哪里去呢？丢到那个深海里面 the deep ocean这个深海是怎么样？是在 in the North Sea 在北海的深海里面，他们把它想丢到那边去。那是哪个地方？在这个北海的哪个地方的深海呢？是 off the coast of the UK， 是英国外海的这个北海，他们想要丢到海底去。
Environmental activist group Greenpeace fought them, and eventually the rig was disposed of on land to avoid polluting the ocean even more. So the idea by Shell was, okay, we will dismantle it. We will take it apart and just let the heavy metal parts sink to the bottom of the ocean. But there's an activist group, has been an activist group called Greenpeace. I'm sure you've heard of it. They're an environmental activist group. They tried to do things to protect the natural environment. They fought Shell, and finally, eventually, the rig was disposed of. It was dismantled. It was taken apart on land rather than where the rig was situated, which was in the water of the North Sea, in order to avoid polluting the ocean even more. No matter where you dismantle an oil rig, there will be pollution. The problem was, should it be in the ocean or on land, they could control it better.
好，那这个时候呢，有环保方面的 activist 倡议的这个团体，也就是在非常活跃这个支持环保的一个团体也大家都很熟悉，绿色和平组织 fought them fought 就是跟他们对抗就告诉你们不可以然后呢 eventually 就是最后终于怎么样呢？这个专有平台呢 was disposed of 它被处理掉dispose 就是也是本来是丢掉的意思，那英文被动 was disposed of 就是它被处理掉被丢掉了它最后这个怎么处理掉呢？是放在陆地上面 on land， 目的是要 to 就是 in order to 目的是要 avoid 要避免 polluting the ocean even more 避免进一步的污染了这个海洋。
So laws were passed and upheld. This is an important thing to add. You can pass a law, but if it's not upheld, it's kind of useless. So they were not only passed, they were upheld, they were enforced. To do what? To stop industrial waste. Industrial waste is any sort of waste product from a production process or after the thing was used to throw it out afterwards. So that would include oil rigs. They wanted to stop this waste from ending up at the bottom of the ocean because the oceans also we depend on the oceans for the health of our planet.
所以 laws were passed 都通过了一些法律而且不但通过法律而已，而且被这些 laws 被 upheld 就是被 enforced E-N-F-O-R-C-E-D E-N-F-O-R-C-E-D 执行的意思。所以他们不但是通过这些法律，而且他们还认真的执行目的是要 to in order to stop 要阻止什么东西呢？ Industrial waste 就是工业废弃物 including 包括这些这个专油平台要 stop these things 这个怎么样呢？或者要 stop 这种 waste from 让他们不至于 ending up 就是结果最后跑到哪里去 at the bottom of the sea 结果最后跑到海洋的海底去。也就是说他们通过一些法律，而且认真执行这些法律要避免这些工业废弃物，包括这个专有平台，最后呢，这个跑到海底去那就是结局跑到海底去他们要避免这样的事情发生。
Current scientific research, however, remember we were talking about 1995, a good 20 years ago. More recent scientific research has shown that some decommissioned oil rigs, now decommission means to put out of service, to stop using them, can actually work. These old oil rigs can actually function as, serve as, work as habitats. Although they're not natural, they are still livable for animals in the ocean.
好，然后我们看到这个 current， 那我们刚刚讲的是1995年的那个时候之后发生的事情，但是当前的 current 的这个 scientific research 科学的研究however 不过呢，目前当前的科学研究 has shown that 告诉我们 some 有一些some decommissioned oil rigs decommission 就是除役就是退役to put out of service 所以有一些除役的这些专油平台 oil rigs 可以 actually 其实他们可以在 actually 可以翻成其实他们其实可以 work as 他们可以当做什么来用呢？当做 habitats 就是栖息地给谁栖息呢？ For animals in the ocean 让海洋的生物在里面栖息所以20年前觉得这丢在海里面不好，但是现代的一些研究发现说，当前的一些研究觉得其实连这些除役的这些专有平台里面有一些其实用来当海底生物的这些栖息地也不错。
When you use this word livable, I imagined a fish like swimming into some high-rise apartment building undersea and being like, I could do it. It's livable.
Yeah.
I want the kitchen
not as
over
good.
there, but
It's not as good as a coral reef, but I guess that's for like the fancy rich fish.
Yeah, 所以 livable 好像感觉起来可以住了，还可以啦。所以你可以想象啊，这个鱼可能游到这个海底的专用平台里面，还可以啦，这个环境还可以啦。Yeah.
but livable is better than survivable.
Right,
Yeah.
that's true. So researchers at the University of Technology, Sydney in Australia conducted a survey. If you conduct a survey, you basically run a survey or you do a survey. It sounds better to conduct it because when you conduct something, you were talking about conduct in an earlier
Yeah.
discussion this month.
Yeah, duct 是引导 lead 啊 ，CON 是 together， so you lead things together, you bring things together.
And see, a survey is where you have to collect and collate a lot of information. That's why conduct is a perfect word for talking about doing a survey. So usually when we say do a survey, by the way, it's when you fill out the survey yourself. I'm going to do this survey quickly. So conducting a survey is the people who are running the survey. And so they conducted a survey among 40 experts. So it was not a survey of the general public. It was a survey of experts in this field. And they had various professional backgrounds. So they weren't all one kind of expert.
好，所以呢，这个雪梨科技大学那里的这个 researchers 研究人员呢，他们 conducted a survey。conduct 在这里就是主持进行的意思啊，所以他们主持进行了一项 survey 一个调查。Among 在谁之间做调查呢？40位的专家啊 ，40 experts， 而且这些专家呢 with various professional backgrounds。他们有不同的专业背景啊，所以他们不是专门找某一个学门的专家啊，他们是40个专业背景不同的专家。
Over 90% of those who participated in the survey said the laws regarding the disposal of oil rigs should be reconsidered. So by far, most of these professionals felt that current laws, the laws now regarding how to dismantle, how to get rid of oil rigs, should be reconsidered. It doesn't mean necessarily that the law should be changed, but we should do more research on this. That's what researchers do. And maybe we can find some oil rigs that would benefit more than hurt the environment.
好，接下来这句他说 over 90% 啊，超过90%的人啊，哪些人里面超过90%人呢 ？Of those who participated in the survey， 就参加这一项调查的人里面呢，有超过90%的人说 ，the laws 这个法律啊 ，regarding the disposal of oil rigs， 跟这个处理这些专油平台有关的法律啊，叫做 the laws regarding the disposal of oil rigs， 这些法律呢 should be reconsidered， 应该要重新考虑啊，不是说让你把它取消，但是你要重新考虑一下 reconsidered。
It turns out that artificial reefs can provide just as much security for ocean wildlife as a natural reef. So to turn out, it's like the result is such that, but that's so very formal. The results is such that. We can just say it turns out that. That's what you would normally say in like spoken speech.
And it usually implies that the result is somewhat surprising. It turns out that.
Oh yeah, it can have that implication. Yeah, like, it turns out that.
Yeah.
It rained in the morning, but it turned out to be a good day.
Yeah.
所以 turned out 常常有那种跟你预料有一点不一样的那种感觉啊。所以早上下雨，结果最后搞了半天，今天是个好天气啊。所以这里 it turns out that 也就是有一点跟你的预期不太一样，因为大家都觉得说这种 artificial 这个人工的胶体reefs 这个应该它是人工的，这个不好，这个不好。可是研究之后发现，其实这些人工的胶体呢，可以提供 just as much security， 它们可以提供同样的这个安全感或者安全，可以提供同样的安全给这些 ocean 海洋里面的 wildlife 海洋里面的生物跟什么可以提供一样的安全呢？跟自然的礁石可以提供一样的安全，因为礁石这个据我的粗浅的了解，有一个很重要的功能就是可以让这些海洋生物栖息，而且可以让它们躲避因为有的时候被什么大的这个生物攻击的话，它可以躲到礁石里面去那就躲掉了。
But that implies that the material that artificial reef is made out of is not poisonous in some way.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas oil rigs are going to be full of toxic chemicals.
Well, I suppose they have to do something before they
Yeah, it has
sink
to be
it.
cleaned,
Yeah.
I imagine, at minimum.
Yeah, 他们至少一定要把这个油井专有平台要清一清啊，因为这个礁石里面如果有有害的化学物质或者那个什么工业的这个毒素的话都不好啊，但他们大概清一清才能把它沉到海里面去。
Okay, our final paragraph. Some experts even speculate that old oil rigs are more valuable and have more benefits as a habitat for fish than a natural seabed. Ooh, this surprised me when I read this.
I'm going to say, when people make statements like this, I'm always like, okay, who paid for this study? That's basically, when it could work as well, but when it's like, it could even be better than the natural thing. It's like, the natural thing is natural for a reason.
Yeah.
So when people start making statements like this, that's when I go, who funded the study? Because that's a good question to ask whenever, even if you completely agree with the study's results, you still want to go see who funded it, because it really will affect the results.
所以各位看到这种什么研究显示啊，什么什么，不管你同不同意那个研究的结果，或者是你对这个研究结果你是赞成还是不赞成，其实你最好都要去看一看这个研究是谁出资赞助的，因为那个会有差别的啊。如果说本公司我是石油公司，我出一大堆钱叫你做一个研究，说我们的石油好不好？那研究出来结果当然是好啦，不太可能是不好嘛。啊，你研究出来不好的话，我钱就不给你啦啊，所以这个要注意一下。
Okay, this key word here, speculate, is to think about, to guess, to imagine. You're not sure. You're just, well, maybe something is true.
What if?
And it could be that old oil rigs, some of them, after they've been cleaned up, are more valuable and have more benefits, advantages, as a habitat for fish, as a place for fish, say smaller fish, to find protection from much larger fish, as an example, than a natural seabed, which might not have enough coral or rocks or sand to protect an even more dense sea life population.
Well, I suppose these oil rigs have doors, so I can just close the door. Yeah. Sharks don't come in.
An oil rig is basically a very tall tower, which is just beams and columns and braces. And on top of it is maybe one or two enclosures for people. But the majority of it is just steel beams. Yeah, it's just steel beams, because basically it's like you're holding a platform out of the water in a very, very deep ocean. So it's just like a really, really tall tower. It's like a skyscraper with no windows or doors until you get to the very top, when there's like a little penthouse apartment. Well, not like that. I mean, there's dormitories and workspaces and pumping things and places to hold the oil and places to dock the ships, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. 好，所以我刚刚开玩笑说，这个也许 oil rigs 不错的地方是它会有门啊，你可以躲起来，让门关起来，跟鲨鱼讲说你不可以来吃我啊。不过这个 Angel 老师说，其实这种专油平台呢，它结构是比较简单，大概可能主要都是那种钢梁啊，或者这个很高的那种钻子等等的啊。好，那我们来看看这句，他说呢，有一些专家甚至于 speculate， 这个是蛮好玩的，它就是你 form a theory 啊，你有一个理论出来，或者是你猜啊，像刚刚 Bruce 讲，你 guess， 或者你 conjecture 啊，那个是比较难的字哈。conjecture 是 conjecture 啊 conjecture， 所以你 form a theory or conjecture about something， 尤其是 especially without firm evidence， 你可能没有很足够的证据，但是你想大概是这样子，这叫做 speculate。所以有一些专家甚至于他们认为就是也许证据不够，但他们觉得怎么样？这些老的这些专油平台呢，更有价值，而且有更多的 benefits 好处啊。作为什么东西有更有价值，有更多的好处呢？作为栖息地，鱼的栖息地啊，更好。比什么来比更好呢 ？Than a natural seabed， 比这个自然的海床还要更好。
The process of removing them being old oil rigs. The process of removing them can also harm the fragile ocean environment because of all the activity around taking it apart and all the toxins you'd therefore release. So,
Yeah. 所以呢 the process of removing them, 你要拆除 remove 就拆除，你要拆除这些旧的这个专有平台呢，也可能会 harm 伤害到这个 fragile 就是很脆弱的 这个海洋的环境啊，因为你在拆卸过程当中可能会有这个化学物质有油外漏的问题啊等等的啊，都反而会伤到海洋。
David Johns, who's he, who co-authored the research paper, so he was one of the authors, there were at least two, of the research on this topic of disposal of old oil rigs. He described the results of the survey of the 90% who felt, well, maybe the law should be revisited here because more recent research shows that there are some reasons why we could use them as undersea habitats for sea life. He said, David Johns said, according to the BBC, there needs to be a case-by-case evaluation. So each oil rig should be considered by itself. Where is it? How big is it? How long was it in use? How much does it weigh? How many tons of steel does it have? We need to evaluate. We need to judge whether this could be used as an undersea habitat or no, this one is way too dirty. We'll dispose of it on land instead.
好，所以 David Jones 啊，他是这个 co-authored， 他是共同作者啊，这个 research paper 这篇研究报告的共同作者啊。那这个研究这个 paper 是描述这个调查的结果啊。那这位共同作者呢，他被别人引述，他说什么呢？他说 there needs to be 需要一个 case by case evaluation 啊，一个案子一个案子逐案的进行评估啊，这是必要的。
So these sites can become refuges for many under-threat organisms. We're basically repeating information. We've said this already, but yeah.
那这些地点呢，可以成为 refuges 啊，就是这个避难所。好 ，for 对很多的怎么样 under threat 好，不是说这个 they are not threat enough 好，是 under threat 是 they are under threat
Under threatened would be they're not threatened enough. Under threat means they are threatened enough.
Under threatened 啊，是他们没有受到足够的威胁，但这个地方 under threat 是受到威胁啊。
Would you say that Wesley is under threatened, Bruce?
I'm over threatened.
No, yeah. He's definitely under threat from us.
啊，所以 under threat 就受到威胁啊，对这些 organisms 生物啊，对这些受到威胁的生物，这是很好的 refuges.
Here's something else that David Johns said. And the physical presence of a subsea structure limits fishing effort in the local area. Here's another possible advantage. Physical presence after you take apart the oil rig and which is, as Angela said, really basically a skyscraper in size. You take it apart and you put it in the ocean, then fishing boats that go over this area could hurt their nets and so on. So they may go around. That would be another way to protect the sea life in that immediate area.
That is actually the first argument they've made that's actually made sense to me.
好，所以这个还蛮有道理的。他说 the physical 这个presence 就他们实体的这个存在 ，physical 就真的有东西在那边啊 ，of a subsea structure 在海底啊有这么一个结构体，真的在那边，它其实可以限制啊 fishing effort 啊这个钓鱼的这个作业哈。这个 effort 你可以，它在这里其实指 activities 的意思啊，是 the activities of a group of people 啊，通常是有一个 purpose， 所以最常见的就是 the war effort 最常见的哈，所以它可以让这个渔船在这边活动可以限制住。
The question is, does it actually work like that? And who knows? Anyways, opponents argue that using old oil rigs as artificial reefs is a ploy by the oil companies. A ploy is like a fake reason, or it's like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it sound like it's good for you, but actually I have my own personal reasons for doing it, and it's basically probably only beneficial to me. That's a
Call it
long
what
way.
it is. It's a trick.
There we go. A ploy is a trick.
Yeah.
It's a ploy by the oil companies to avoid the responsibility of cleaning up after themselves. Ding, 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 ding. We may have a winner.
Yeah, ploy 就是一个巧计啊，目的是要掩饰某个东西，或者是要自己从中得利啊，所以呢，这个一个计谋的意思啊，所以这里讲到 opponents 就是反对者认为说，用这个旧的专油平台呢，其实啊把它当做一个人工的礁石，这只不过是这些石油公司的诡计啊，目的是要 avoid 要避免 一个责任，什么责任呢？ Cleaning up after themselves， 就是收拾自己制造的脏乱，他们要躲避这个责任，所以想出这样一个 ploy。We
have some questions here. According to the article, this is number 1. According to the article, who fought against Shell dumping their old oil rig into the North Sea?
根据本文是谁抵抗这个Shell 这个 oil company 丢弃它老旧石油钻井平台？
And that would be B, Greenpeace activists. Thank you, Greenpeace.
答案是 B 绿色和平组织的一些积极分子。
Number 2. How many experts participated in the scientific survey?
所以有几位专家参加了这个科学调查呢？
The answer is A, 40.
答案是 A， 有40位。
And number 3, what is one theory about oil rigs described in the article?
文中描述关于这个石油钻井平台的一个理论是什么？
So in the third paragraph, they said that one expert or several experts speculated that oil rigs can protect wildlife in the sea even better than natural reefs. And so that theory is letter D.
所以这一题正确答案是 D 是有一种说法说他们比天然胶体更能够保护海洋中的野生生物。
Okay, that's it for today's lesson. Join us anytime you can. Till the next time.
Bye-bye.